The Bible offers special protection for widows with special warnings to not abuse the widow. They're not defenseless. The whole world will move to protect the widow. Sheriff Phil Sims, predator, multi-million-dollar thief, liar, dangerous criminal, conspired with Margaret Lacey. She only has a high school diploma from Memphis, Tennessee. High school. Vice president of a $28 billion national bank in Gunnersville. When my mother's mortgage was almost paid off on $1 million property, the sheriff and the banker moved to force her into unjust forced bank foreclosure with character assassination. Folks, they don't call it assassination for nothing. They assassinated our character with lies in order to rob us of our land. It's a modern day Salem witch trial catastrophe. Yet instead of wicked witch slander, they use child rape slander. Unimaginable. They wanted us silenced, incarcerated on illegal firearms charges, illegal drug charges. They wanted us destroyed, and they moved to do it. We ask for your help. Contact your federal representatives today. For example, Tommy Tuberville in Huntsville. That's Senator Coach Tuberville. Congressman Adderholt. Let them know that American elders are being robbed by the officials in Marshall County. That's Northeast Alabama. In a way, the most evil Christians reside here. These people claim to be good faith Christians. They don't miss a Sunday prayer service. You find out it's radical religious dogma. In essence, they say, God told me. Really? Folks, they do this. God told me what? God told me you are unworthy, and God, wants me to have your property. So now they're on a mission from God. Folks, you can think it, you can speak it, but you best not do it. They did it. They pulled the trigger. They used child rape slander. It's more deadly than a firearm. You might survive being shot by a firearm. You're not going to survive child rape slander. There are 6 law enforcement officers in this catastrophe that all used sexual perversion slander and other forms of vicious slander, aiding and abetting the sheriff in $1 million prime commercial real property heist. Any questions, any statements?
Just like to say that we thank you for all the support from y'all on y'all's end, and for those who are personally going through their own trials of rights being infringed upon, to explore and know the proper routes that you need in order to seek justice for that. If you have any questions on that process, I'm sure you can contact us on here, and we would see what we can do to help you. As far as that goes, hang in there like a hair in a biscuit.
Thank you for that pure truth testimony. I want to simply add, if you want to learn more about this type of catastrophe that's created by the authorities with a hidden agenda, and it's normally theft, it is theft. Either the theft of people's rights or their property. It's power, control, and resources unjustly acquired or attempted to be acquired by corrupt government agents. The Oklahoma Massacre. Google that. 1930s. I can tell you in less than a minute. A young African-American male attempted to get on an elevator with a young American white female. And she said no. And it turned into a massacre where slander was used, saying that the young boy tried to do something he didn't try to do. He just wanted to get on the elevator with a young white girl. This is the 30s, and a massacre ensued where thousands of African Americans were literally massacred by white people that were moved in a hysterical, murderous mob against the African American community in Oklahoma City. It's called the Oklahoma City Massacre, 1930s. Another one is the Scottsboro Boys. That is the Scottsboro Boys in the adjoining county to Marshall County. That's Jackson County. I can tell you real quick in less than 1 minute, 2 young white girls were caught on a freight train without a ticket to ride. It's a misdemeanor crime, maybe a 50-cent fine. They panicked, overreacted, and claimed that the 9 African-American young boys that were on the train with them raped them. Did you hear me? 2 young white girls in Jackson County, 1931, were caught on a freight train in Flat Rock, Alabama, DeKalb County, guilty of boarding a train without a ticket to ride. To take the guilt off of them, they said they had been gang raped by 9 African-American young men. The young men were all sentenced to die by electrocution. And when the truth came out, one of the girls came forward and said, "Look, my female friend told me to lie. We had no idea it would lead to the death sentence of 9 innocent boys." Alabama would not recant. They would not exonerate them. They let them stay in prison. You can Google that, the Scottsboro Boys. Why am I talking about this? Folks, if you don't know, Marshall County has attempted to misuse the stereotype that American Boy Scout masters are predators to young boys. Brother Chappell was a Boy Scout master for over 20 years in Clearwater, Florida. He never hurt anybody. He prominently displayed photographs of himself with Eagle Scouts in his apartment. It was used as vicious slander to destroy him. They attempted to use a stereotype and create a public moral panic, hysterical mob violence. Show the wrought iron on our building. We had people throwing chairs into our front windows because the sheriff was telling people, "Get them! They abuse kids." A catastrophe. And now the villains in this catastrophe shriek in defeated disgrace. That's Sheriff Phil Sims, Margaret Lacey of Cadence Bank, Chris Bailey of Liberty Bank, and Jimmy Carnes, Miss Eugenia's corporate attorney. Imagine a lawman, a lying lawyer, and 2 bankers go for the kill to steal $1 million prime commercial real property from an elderly disabled American female. And why? Because she stopped them trying to steal $5 million cash in the Supreme Court. Case number 1051726, Federal Credit Inc. versus Greg Fuller. They came back to kill her. I'm doing everything in my power to prevent the untimely death of my mother. And we ask for your help.
Like, share, subscribe.